somebody's made, we just don't want it back today. Just when they cancel the sale, that means something happened. They paid off the loan, they short sold it, or they went bankrupt. So there's a difference in postpone and cancel. $1, we talked about this. The discount, those are the ones we're looking for. I mean, basically it's the, they get out there and they see what's going on and they discount that price and the lender cuts it down. And what time legal sales are 11 to 4, that varies a little bit. Check your local market. Different auctioneers, different times, the attorneys. So again, you got to know all that. You got, in different courthouses. Some counties have multiple courthouses. The steps, when we talk about the steps, it's just because it's a uniform place. It's got to be the main entrance. They don't want to be, my house sold in room 212 or something, but the good news about that is they're going to be very uniform. No matter when you find where it is, all the sales should be in that spot, or else it's an invalid foreclosure sale. You've got to have somebody to research the title. We talked about all this. Make sure the taxes are current. You got to be on time. These deals, are literally, they read the legal and they do the sale opening bid, and it's 30 seconds. It's over. And one lady told me she's looking for the guy, she's looking for the judge in the suit and the tie, and it's a bunch of guys in flip-flops and iPads and a clipboard, it's in there. Mardi Gras, and Mobile's got Mardi Gras Day, got a parade going by, throwing moon pies out, and I'm standing out there buying a house, outside. Mardi Gras parade going by, So most of the time, most cases you do not have a cash, a lot of times is when do you need the money, I know, I got some Vietnamese, we have a lot of Vietnamese, and they carry it around in the trunk of their car, literally, suitcases full of cash. You got to have it by the end of the day. Some lenders will require a cash deposit, $5,000, $10,000. You put that down, and then you bring the balance by the end of the day. Most of them don't. It's just you sign your name. And they have a bid sheet, and if you don't bring the funds, it goes to the next highest bidder, back up the chain. If there is no next highest bidder, it goes back to the bank. They will blackball you or blacklist you from if you don't show up with funds and you continue to do that. In other words, it happens. It's not. But if you put your money on a deal and you go through the process, and then you decide it's too much work or too much rehab or whatever, if you continue to do that, they will not allow you to bid anymore. They cannot allow you to bid. So you really don't want to get caught in that. So those are all the folks that you need: list generator, list manager, property inspector, so on and so forth. There's our case study. So, I love it. I love it to a fault. I absolutely love it. It's the adrenaline rush. It's the, you got to have it. You got to have it in place, and it can be done. But you can tell that there's a very limited number of folks that actually will do it. And if you can put it together and make it work, and we have in Mobile and some other markets. Some of the bigger cities. You got to, much like with HUD, mentioned how do you target. You got to have a volume of foreclosure sales because so few of them you're talking about. It's the needle in the haystack, right? And, so when you have a bigger volume, you have more chances of getting a deal. Anyway, that's it. I got questions.
I wanted to ask about the case study. From the outside it looks great, but a lot of the time, you're looking at in lower end markets.
Yeah.
Inside is a huge difference. Yes, you can get a house real cheap. Guess the new water heater and the new wiring and the new furnace.
Right.
Those all cost the same. When you're getting a house for $21,000 like this, what did it look like inside? Is it everything gutted?
No. No, we did $376 worth of work. It didn't need. We cleaned it out, changed the locks, and that's cut the grass. We did very little work to it, and they subsequently did very little work to it, and I believe they have a tenant in it now, if I'm not mistaken. You can buy for $25,000, $30,000. You'd be very surprised what you can buy in our market right now, and that's not unique. That low, but there is a price in your market that's there. It may be 75 or 65 or or 100. I don't know, whatever it is, but there is a price there. It's location. There are parts of you know, where I live, you know, that you either have a bulletproof vest or they check you one when you come in the neighborhood, you know, I mean, you know, you have those areas too, you know, I mean, but, you know, by and large, I'm amazed at what we can buy right now. I mean, I've told this story so many times, that the Dad bought a house. It was my second sale I ever made. He bought the house in the mid-'80s for $15,000. I sold it on a vendor's lien in the mid-'90s, whatever, when my second sale ever. Vendor's lien sold for $35,000. She refinanced for $75,000, you know, in the height of the market. It foreclosed on the steps. The opening bid was $13,500, less than what he paid for it, and it wasn't a deal. The neighborhood, the condition, we didn't buy it for $13,500, you know. So the market we're experiencing now is there's a lot of deals out there, and it's not just our market. I mean, you know, I'm here because you can find these markets, you know, and if you talk, and this is what you're looking for when you're trying to evaluate what you want to do. And, you know, part of what you got, I think, is if it's not here, you know, and you really want to go, you know, figure out a way that you can go outside your market. But look, you don't want to go outside your market. I'm not tooting my own horn, but, you know, you got to have me in that market. You got to. You know, that local person that's got to have that local market knowledge. Now, you can be that person for somebody else, you know, if you're a realtor or whatever. So, all right, so I said a mouthful. Yes, ma'am.
So, question. So,
Yeah.
if we're going to go out and look for a realtor like
Yeah.
you, what are some questions that we need to ask them?
I mean, have they ever been to a courthouse step sale? I mean, you know, hey, are you familiar with the courthouse step? You know, look, a NWREIA meeting like this is a great place. I mean, I know some realtors in here. I mean, this shows they're committed by being here. I mean, you know, I would start with the folks in this room. You know, those are folks that, you know, we talked about their, you know, hard money. I mean, a lot of realtors don't know what hard money even is. You know, I mean, they don't understand the concept. So talk about financing. You know, the HUD. I mean, you can look on, you see who's selling deals, who's representing those cash buyers, buying the cash buyers. I mean, you know, networking groups like this. I mean, I don't know, that's a hard question to answer.
I mean, like you, when you were doing the wholesaling with
Yeah.
Travis. Now, obviously, you guys found each other somehow.
He found me. I mean, I was the HUD.